Hi everyone, today I'd like to talk to you about some cards from Creative Crafting World. These are big cards and they measure roughly 9 inches by 7.5 inches. You get matching envelopes with them and you can do quite a few different things. You can make them into easel cards or very tall stand-up cards. The front of them has a plain side and a fancy top, and you literally punch out the fancy pieces to reveal the top pattern. The back of them has a 2-fold section. This enables you to either fold them up to make a stand-up tall card, or you'd be able to fold them to make an easel card and literally stand them like so. So there's a few different possibilities for them. And this is the plain, it's like a Celtic design at the top once you pop out all the little sections. So I'd like to show you how to make a card using this. First of all, I've actually used this design and I've painted it gold. I've used the Viva Decor Inka Gold and I've only painted the front, as you can see. I've taken it up to the fold line, leaving the rest of it white. Now, I haven't done anything else to the card yet. However, what I am going to do is I've added tape to the inside of the flap and I'm going to stick this together like so. Pull the back of the tape off and then I can stick the sides to the front, and that will give me a folded back like so. There we go. So then I've literally got a stand-up card and a flap. I've already made an insert to put inside it. Very plain. I've stamped it in 2 corners and I've inked the edge with black ink, just so it can match into our colour theme. So I'll take the tape away from the back of the insert panel and I'm going to put it in side first before we decorate the front. So if I put it in like so, there we go. So that's the inside of our card sorted out. Now, a few things that you might need for the front of the card. I've put them all on kitchen towel, which will save them slipping about. These are a few flowers that I've made, hope you can see them, and we're going to assemble the card and put them all together. I've die cut some swirls, I've die cut a heart and I've stamped a sentiment on, and I've added some ribbon. I've made a bow and I've added paper curls and paper flowers and some leaves to match. I've made some tiny daisies and some rolled roses, some little palm punched flowers, lift those up so you can see, and I've used pearl drops in the centre of the little flowers. I've got black and gold leaves that I've punched and then embossed in the embossing punch that you get with the set. And then I've made some little daisies that are also going to go on the front. So I'll put those to one side. Now I'm going to start off with, I've die cut the ultimate die from Tattered Lace, and I've done it on white card just the same as everything else, and I've painted it with, again, the Viva Gold. So I've cut out a piece of black card in a matching die cut without the actual lace centre, and I'm going to stick these together with an overlap of about 3/4 of an inch. Now I've already put tape on the back of my black card just to save a little bit of time so that you can see me put everything together. So I'll just move this out the way for now. So I'm going to go with an overlap of roughly about 3/4 to 1/2 inch, like so, edge to edge, like that, so that you've got the actual overhang of the black underneath the lace. Then I've added tape already to the back of the black card, and I'm going to stick this onto my card front. I'm just going to add a little bit of extra glue, and then that'll give it an extra hold, only because it's quite heavy with it being thick card. So I'll just add a little bit more. So I'm going to stick this to the top of the card, just underneath the pattern, like so. There we go. And then I'm going to start to build my card front. I'm going to take the die cut swirls first, and I'm going to use 2 of them, and I'm going to put them at either side of the card at the top in matching order, and I'm only going to put a little bit of glue on them, on the dots, and just on that central part there, because we're going to add flowers and they will actually keep the swirls in position. So that's just to hold it for now, and I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side, just a little bit on the dots and the centre, like so, and again put that at the other side, like so. So next, what we want to do is we need to start adding a couple of our leaves, and we're just going to put them randomly at either side, because we want to just cover the swirl up, and every time I do one at one side I do one at the other side, and I'm going to keep going like so, and I'm going to keep adding glue to both sides like so, and then in every glue dot I'm going to add a leaf. So I'll do 2 more black like so, and then I'll put 2 gold ones on as well. So the principle of this is we're going to build it up into a floral pattern with all our flowers that we've made or that we've got in our embellishment boxes, and we'll literally, as we go, we're going to add bits but layer them as if we were making a decoupaged card. So we're going to start with the swirls as we have done, and the leaves, because the leaves will be based under our flowers. So next I'm going to add the ribbon embellishment in the centre, and I know that I want that roughly about there, and I know that it's going to need silicone underneath it and a little bit on the base of the ribbon, and if I pop it there in the centre, because our bow is going to go at the top and it will hide the ribbon knot. So what we can do next is add our bow like so, adding the silicone and covering the knot from the ribbon like so. Now next I'm going to add some of the flowers. Now I'm kind of symmetrical, I do like things to balance, so I've got 2 of my daisies that are going to go one at one side and one at the other side. So I'll pop that on, oops, like so. Now what you can do is, because the glue's still a little bit wet, If you find you can't see your leaves or you don't like the positioning, you can then start moving things about. So that's the top, and we've got extra little flowers that I'm going to add, one here and one in the corner. So these are my rolled roses, and I've got 2 black rolled roses with stamens in the centre, like so. I've made all the flowers, but I know we've said before you might have them in your stash. So then what I've also got are the little palm flowers, the palm punch flowers, and I'm just going to dot a couple of those on, like so. Again, matching as I go. If I put a gold at one side, I put a gold at the other side the same, just to balance it really. So then just one more black one there, pop that in like so. Okay, so I'm quite happy with the top. Now I'm just going to move it so that we can see the bottom, and I'm roughly going to do the same again with the swirls, and I'm going to add them on the outer edge of the card. I'm going to put one there, and I've got another one that I'm going to add, and I'm just adding glue like we did for the ones at the top, just in a couple of places, so that we can literally pop the flowers over the top of them, and that will hold it in place. So I've got those up 2 sides now, and I'm going to add some leaves. So I'm going to add the glue first for the leaves, and I'm going to add 2 gold ones at either side of the swirls, like so. And then I'm going to take my last large daisy, and I'm going to add that into the centre. Now if you find as you've laid it all out you've got gaps, or you're not happy with something, that's where the little flowers come into their own, because then you can pop them anywhere that you want. You can cover up your glue with them, you can cover up anything that you might want to hide. If you've got an inked edge that you're not happy with, you can cover that over. So it's just the case of building a picture. So you literally, instead of painting it, you're building it with flowers. So that looks pretty now. So what I am going to do is I'm going to add some leaves on the end of the swirls, and I've got 2 rolled roses that I want to add. So because I'm using a wet glue, it does make everything movable, just in case it slips or you want to move it. So I'll add a bit more glue there and add my roses onto it. You can keep going as much as you like with the flower cards, and I do think that these cards from Creative Crafting World are ideal to use with something like this. With them being big, it gives you a big canvas to work from, and it gives a good size for you to fill it and to use it with so many of your different die cuts. Now I'm really happy with how that looks, and I think I've just about finished. So it needs to dry, and I want to thank you so much for watching, and see you again next time. Bye.